Welcome back, everybody. In this video, we're going to be taking the sword and making the guard, spacer, pommel, and handle. In the last video, I said that I was going to hand sand the blade, but then I got to thinking, what if I made a mistake in the blade, like a low spot, or the balance is not right? I couldn't go back and finish it unless I destroyed the nice hand-sanded polish. So we're going to go right to the handle, guard, and pommel. First things first, I'm going to have to square up the tang where it meets the blade. It's a little bit chunky there and I need to do some work on it. Now before we get too deep into this video, I want to shout out two different things. First of all, we hit our 100 subscriber mark. Thank you guys so much for enjoying my content that much that you hit that subscribe button. I really do. It makes me happy. I'm really happy about that. And I also want to shout out one of my Instagram followers, Colin Hayworth, who has been doing a fantastic job putting out great content, and he's really been doing a good job on his newest blade. He's got a nice 600 grit polish and a hamon. So go check him out, give him a follow. He's really an awesome dude at Colin_Hayworth. Now we're going to use a center punch and tap some small holes into the handle so we can drill it out and everything is nice and even. Drill press is kind of dark looking because it's in the back of the garage and there's not much light, so sorry about the grainy cuts. I'm then going to use this small blade and I'm going to broach out the handle where it meets the tang. I've never really done this before, but I mean this had a really nice fit up. It snaps all together. This is really cool. I've never done this before. I'll then use a file and I will clean it out all the way and square it all up. I'll then take the guard over to the sander and start working on the bowl shape. Then I'll go over to the handle again and start working on shaping it with a farrier's rasp. It really hogs away the material a lot faster than the grinder or my little sander can do. Now I'm going to try the fit up, and it just snaps right together in one nice piece. I really do enjoy that. Like I said, I've never had anything that close before. So this is just one exciting journey. I'll now work on the pommel. This was the first pommel. This isn't going to be the one that's going to stay on the sword because I don't like it. Just because I ate too much material away from one side. So I ended up remaking it. It's also like the copper spacer. I ended up remaking that too because it had a small gaps around the tang where it meets the blade, and I was just not satisfied with that, so I ripped it off and remade another one. I'll continue hand sanding this. This is 80 grit because I'm shaping it because my little sander can't really get into where your hand fits into the handle. I end up sanding it to 400 grit. I will sand it up to 600 or 800 grit once we're done, but we're far from done yet. I'll work on the guard and rounding off the top where it's going to meet the copper spacer. Then I'll work down the guard while it's on the sword so I can get everything nice and straight and even. Now the original handles back in Roman times, they would have finger grooves. But I'm not going to put finger grooves in here because I'm going to throw my own twist to this sword. So it just kind of has a taper in it instead of finger grooves or anything like that. We'll just continue to work down this handle until everything is nice and even. Now for our copper spacer. This is a chunk of old steel that my dad and I found on our grandma's property. We're going to take off a small piece, we'll polish it up, and hand sand it to a 400 grit, and then we will fit it on the sword. And that about covers it for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all really enjoyed it. If you do, please hit that like button, and you all have a great one.